happy trails to you.
The dependable Dodge Plymouth dealer in your neighborhood, the man who sells and services the elegant new 54 Dodge, presents the Roy Rogers Radio Show. Yes, folks, it's the Roy Rogers Radio Show for the whole family. Adventure, suspense, mystery, and music. Starring Roy Rogers, King of the Cowboys, and Dale Evans, Queen of the West, with Pat Brady, the Mellow Men, and an all-star cast. And now, here to greet you with a song and a story are Roy and Dale.
Close your sleepy eyes, my little buckaroo.
Well, good evening, folks. Greetings again to the whole family. Our song tonight is a beautiful lullaby. It's called My Little Buckaroo. And it sure fits our story because when we were in New York a few months ago, we found a little buckaroo under very mysterious circumstances. Dale and Pat and me decided to do a little sightseeing, so we went up to the top of the Empire State Building. It was close to 5 o'clock, and they were getting ready to close the observation platform. We were just about the last tourists that they let go up to the 102 stories. Well, we were standing there admiring the wonderful view when all of a sudden we heard it.
Roy, listen.
Yeah,
Hey, that sounds like a baby.
it sure does.
Where's it coming from?
It sounds like it's behind that door over there. I walked over to the small door that had a sign on it saying keep out. But this was one time I didn't obey the sign. It was a baby, wrapped in a blanket and crying like 60. Now, why do you suppose anyone would abandon a baby on top of the Empire State Building?
In just a moment, Roy and Dale will return with part one of tonight's story. The powerful Dodge. The beautiful Dodge. And now, Dodge is the lowest priced V8 in its field. That's right. The big, beautiful 54 Dodge gives you more for the money at a low, low price. It's a fact. The price you pay for a Dodge V8 is the lowest, the very lowest in its field. And no other car gives you such big car performance, such big car luxury, such big car value. And only Dodge gives you so many extra value features at no extra cost. So remember the big news. Dodge is the lowest priced V8 in its field. See and drive the 54 Dodge tomorrow at your nearby Dodge Plymouth dealers. And if you want a good, dependable used car, see the first choice used car specials your Dodge dealer has for you. And now back to Roy Rogers and Dale Evans and a story about a little buckaroo.
There now, sweetheart. Don't cry. You're not alone anymore. Oh, isn't he just about the cutest baby you've ever seen?
Yeah.
How do you know he's a he, Dale?
Oh, Pat. By the blue blanket. Blue for boys and pink for girls.
Oh.
The steps inside this door must go up into the tower.
Roy, you don't suppose the baby's mother could be up there?
I was just wondering. Maybe we better take a look.
Roy, look. That girl sitting over there.
Yeah.
Hey, she's sitting right on the edge.
Quiet now. Let's not scare her. We'll try to sneak up behind her and grab her.
Okay.
Okay. I've got her.
No, please let me go.
Now, just take it easy. I'm not going to hurt you. Let's just back off over here just a little ways. Dale, bring the baby. You don't want to do anything foolish, ma'am. That's a fine baby you've got there.
He is your baby, isn't he?
I think so. I am not certain. I do not know.
You don't know?
Ma'am, would you mind telling us your name?
I do not remember my name. Oh, please. I cannot remember anything.
We'd better get her downstairs right away. She's suffering from amnesia. Just sit here and rest a minute, ma'am.
Merci. You are very kind.
Say, Roy,
Yeah?
I found this purse up on the platform as we were coming down.
Kind of unusual design on it. Gold dragon emblem on the side. You didn't buy a new purse, did you, Dale?
Why, no.
Is this yours, ma'am?
What? Mine? Well, I think it seems to me I had a pocketbook, but I cannot remember.
Now, honey, just relax and take it easy. We're your friends. We want to help you if we can.
I will try.
Now, what's the last thing, the very last thing you can remember clearly?
Well, the last... I was in the street, and the man, he asked me where I want to go. But I do not know where I want to go. Then I see this tall building, and it looked, how you say, like I had seen it before.
Familiar?
Oui, familiar.
Why did you go to the top?
But I had to, monsieur. They were going to kill me.
Kill you?
Who? Well, a man and a woman. They were following me. I was on the lower platform when they tried to push me over the side. But I break away, and I run up the stairs to the little door.
Well, why would anybody want to kill you, ma'am?
Well, it's no use. I cannot remember. I do not know.
This man and woman, where did they go?
Oh, they disappeared. Perhaps they were frightened away. I remember nothing else until you came.
I see. Dale, let's take a look inside that purse.
All right.
Not much here. $2.27.
A match folder, lipstick. Uh-oh, here's something, Roy.
Yeah, a receipt from a taxicab meter.
Wait a minute. There's something heavy in the bottom of the purse.
What is it?
A small black .32 caliber automatic. Smell that barrel, Roy.
Yeah, it's been fired recently. Is that you, Dale?
Yes, Roy.
Well, how are the patients?
Well, both Mrs. X and the baby are sleeping comfortably in my room. You know, I think it was a very good idea to bring them back here to the hotel with us.
Yeah.
Any luck with the taxi receipt?
Well, I'm waiting for the cab company to call me back now.
I checked the labels in her dress and coat. They were purchased in France.
France, huh? Excuse me. Hello?
Mr. Rogers,
That's right.
this is Max Lewis, cab number 147. I'm the driver. The boss said you wanted to talk to me.
Yes, I do. Say, do you remember picking up a young French girl with a baby in her arms this afternoon?
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, good. Where'd you pick her up?
On East 16th Street, 300 block.
East 16th Street.
Yeah, right in front of a small grocery store. Hey, you know where this babe is, Mr. Rogers?
I might. Why do you want to know?
I don't want to know, Mr. Rogers. The cops do. They just called me 10 minutes ago.
Roy, are you sure that girl and the baby will be all right until we get back?
Sure. Pat's standing guard right outside the room. Let's see now. This is the 300 block on 16th. Hey, there's the small grocery store over there across the street. Let's go.
Buonasera, signor. Signorina, can I help you, please?
Well, maybe.
Got a nice cherries, fresh today.
Well, thanks, but we're looking for information, not groceries.
Information?
That's right. Say, was there a young French girl in here today? She was probably carrying a baby in her arms.
Oh, that one.
Roy, he remembers her.
Si, signorina. I'm coming to work right in the middle of the robbery and the shooting.
The robbery?
Shooting?
See?
Well, what about the girl? Do you know her?
I no see her before. Like I tell the police after the robbery and the shooting, I chase her. I chase her outside. She gets into a cab. I try to follow, but my cab driver, he's a no-good. He lose her.
But why were you chasing her?
Why? Why? Because she's the one who hold up at the store and shoot Mr. Birdie, the owner.
Our rooms are this way, Roy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's no choice now. We'll have to notify the police.
Roy! Dale! Oh, thank goodness. You finally got here.
What's the matter, Pat?
Has something happened to the girl?
Boy, I'll say something's happened. The police have been here. They took the baby to juvenile hall and arrested the girl on suspicion of robbery and attempted murder.
In just a moment, Roy and Dale will return with the second part of tonight's story. Now, folks, here are the Mellow Men.
There's a better deal for the man at the wheel of the Dodge top-rated truck. It's got good looks, it's completely new. The chassis, the body, and the engine, too. Dodge is easy to load. Find a truck on the road. Check the features, and you'll say there's a better deal for the man at the wheel of the Dodge top-rated truck. See Dodge today.
Folks, like the song says, new Dodge job-rated trucks offer a better deal for the man at the wheel. For example, you get a better deal in power with the world's most modern truck engines, advanced Power Dome V8s and famous Thrifty 6s. These great Dodge truck Power Dome V8s give you more power, more efficiency than any other comparable truck V8. Exclusive dome-shaped combustion chambers save you money, too, by getting extra miles from every drop of fuel, by giving top performance on non-premium gas. Ask your dependable Dodge truck dealer for a Dodge truck Power Dome demonstration tomorrow. And now back to Roy Rogers and Dale Evans and part 2 of a story about an amnesia victim and a little buckaroo.
Mr. Rogers, Miss Evans.
That's right.
I'm Detective Sergeant O'Brien. Oh, hi, Mr. Brady.
I do,
Hi.
sir.
Sergeant, I came over to find out what you've done with the girl and the baby.
The juvenile authorities are caring for the baby.
Where's the girl?
She's at Bellevue Hospital undergoing a series of tests.
What kind of tests?
Psychiatric tests. We're trying to determine whether she really has amnesia or whether she's faking. Oh, excuse me.
Say, Roy,
O'Brien speaking.
What?
I've been thinking. How do you suppose the police knew that girl was in Dale's room?
Sure?
Well, that's one of the questions I came down here to ask.
Okay, Joe. Yeah, thanks. Well, Mr. Rogers, I guess that wraps it up. All we have to do now is satisfy ourselves that she's really lost her memory.
You mean you're positive she's guilty?
Positive enough to turn the case over to the DA.
But can you picture that girl coming into a store with a baby in her arms and doing a thing like that?
Ever hear of Mother Carroll?
Mother Carroll. Who's she?
Mother Carroll's the nickname we gave a woman who held up 5 banks in 9 states and killed 3 men. She always carried a baby in her arms.
Oh, no.
Yeah, babies make mighty good protection. They allay suspicion, and they're an awfully good front for a criminal.
But what about the man and the woman? The girl said chased her into the Empire State Building and tried to kill her.
It's a good story, Mr. Rogers, but what reason have we got to believe her?
But, Sergeant, she was definitely in a state of shock when we found her. If she wasn't, why would she be sitting on the edge of the tower, 102 stories up?
Yeah, that sure ain't no place to play blind man's buff.
Maybe not blind man's buff, Mr. Brady, but how about hide-and-go-seek?
You mean you think she was using the tower as a hideout?
Possibly, or maybe it was a rendezvous.
Rendezvous? With whom?
An accomplice? The store clerk, the Italian fellow, told us that about $100 was stolen from the cash register. Jane Doe didn't have it in her purse when you found her, did she?
No.
So what'd she do with it? I know, don't tell me she doesn't remember. Then there's the anonymous phone call we got tipping us off that she was in Miss Evans' room. Well, it all adds up to the fact that she probably wasn't alone in this. But her accomplice decided to skip out on her, tip us off, and take all the loot.
Sergeant, what about the man she shot, the owner of the store?
Mr. Berthier, still unconscious. As soon as he snaps out of it, we'll take the girl to him. Maybe he can make a positive identification.
And if he doesn't?
Well, we still got a strong case. The grocery clerk says he saw her do it, and we've got the gun.
The gun?
Yes, ma'am. That was ballistics that just called. The shot that was removed from the injured man was fired from the .32 automatic we found in Jane Doe's handbag.
Boy, it sure looks bad for poor little old Jane Doe.
It sure does. Well, you did everything you could, Roy.
Not quite. I still want some answers to some questions, and I've got to make a phone call.
Phone call at this time of night?
Remember when we went through Jane Doe's handbag? In addition to the gun and the $2 and change and the lipstick and the taxi receipt, we found something else.
Yeah. We did?
I don't remember anything else in her purse.
I do.
What?
A matchbook folder.
Oh. Well, is that important?
Did you ever see the girl light a cigarette?
No.
Well, gee whiz, why do you suppose she was carrying a matchbook then?
For the number that was written down on it. It was on Sergeant O'Brien's desk with the rest of the things in her purse. I saw it and copied down the number.
So that's the number you're going to call now.
That's right. There's a payphone. Wait here. I won't be long.
Any luck?
Nobody answered.
Oh.
Well, I guess we can all go back to the hotel and get some sleep, huh, Roy?
Not yet, Pat. First, we go night clubbing.
Night clubbing? Where?
The book of matches came from a place in Chinatown called the Dragon Club, and I've suddenly developed a hankering for some Chinese food. Oh, miss?
Yes, sir. Cigarette?
No, thanks. I was wondering if you could point out the manager to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. He isn't here tonight. Is there anything I can help you with?
Maybe. Do you happen to remember a young French woman and a baby? I think she was in here last night or earlier today.
A woman and a baby? No, there's been nobody like that in here today.
I see. Well, thanks anyway.
Sure. Cigarettes, souvenirs.
Oh, miss. Just a second.
Oh, yes?
Roy, how about buying me a souvenir?
Oh, we have some very nice things.
Okay. What would you like?
I'd like one of those handbags. The one with the gold dragon emblem on it.
Well, keep trying, will you please, operator? Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Roy. Any luck yet?
No, not yet. Just a minute. Hello? Hello? This is Roy Rogers speaking. I wonder if you... That's funny.
What happened?
He hung up on me. Operator, get me the 12th Precinct Station, will you please?
Why are you calling the police, Roy?
Not the police, Dale. Sergeant O'Brien. I want him to get me the address of that phone number.
What do you expect to find here, Roy?
Some answers to some questions, I hope. Apartment 4. Must be upstairs. Let's go.
Nobody home.
Let's not be in a hurry, Pat.
Well, if it isn't the inquisitive one.
Roy, it's the cigarette girl from the Dragon Club.
Yeah, she seems to handle a gun almost as well as she does her souvenirs.
Better, Mr. Rogers. And now that you've carried things this far, I suggest that you and your friend come in before this goes off and somebody gets hurt.
Do as she says, Pat.
Why, Roy, I wouldn't think of arguing with her.
You were right, Angelo. He's a nosy cowboy.
Well, Mr. Rogers. This is indeed unfortunate.
Roy, It's the grocery clerk.
Uh-huh. And he seems to have suddenly lost his accent.
That was just a convenient pose, Mr. Rogers.
I don't get it, Roy. Where do these people fit in?
Maybe they'll tell us, Pat. Why did you shoot the store owner, Angelo?
A slight correction, Mr. Rogers. I didn't shoot him.
Oh? Then it was your girlfriend here.
Bernice is a little more impulsive than I. Still, it couldn't be helped. You see, Berthier took inventory and found out about the marijuana.
Marijuana, huh? And the French girl?
She's Berthier's wife.
Stop fooling around with him, Angelo. Kill him and get it over with. We got a plane to catch.
Plenty of time, sweetheart. You see, Mr. Rogers, I told you how impulsive she is.
Yeah, so you were using the grocery store as a front for dope peddling. You posed as an Italian clerk, the friendly, nice, fresh cherries type. Mr. Berthier knew nothing about it.
Until yesterday afternoon.
Uh-huh. Then you got into an argument, and Bernice shot him.
But the French girl, what gave her amnesia, or why'd she lose her memory?
The shock of seeing her husband lying there shot. She probably thought he was dead.
Yes, that was too bad. I had no idea that Bertie had sent for his wife and baby. She arrived from France that morning. I guess he didn't know what boat she was on, or he would have met her. And all this might have been avoided.
It might have been avoided if Bernice hadn't have put the gun back into her purse and if Mrs. Berthier hadn't have picked it up by mistake when she ran out of the store.
You mean the purse didn't belong to the French girl at all?
That's right. Everything in it was Bernice's. The gun and the Dragon Club matchbook with the phone number on it. I suppose you have a new phone or she would have remembered the number without writing it down.
Bernice, when we raise our family in South America, remind me to tell the children that Roy Rogers was a very smart man.
You're darn tootin' he is. And you'd be smart to put away those guns and let us out of here.
Oh, I couldn't do that, Mr. Brady. Besides, you haven't heard it all.
Oh, I think I can guess the rest. Mrs. Berthier ran out of the store and got into the cab. You and Bernice chased her and followed her to the top of the Empire State Building. You tried to kill her then, but when Pat and Dale and me showed up, you got scared and left.
That's right. Tell me, Mr. Rogers, how is the girl? Has she regained her memory yet?
I don't know, but I think she will, now that we can tell her who she is and what happened.
Of course, but as I've pointed out, by then we will be safely out of the country. And now, Mr. Rogers, if there's nothing further... What's that?
Police, Angelo. Get Bernice, Pat. I got her.
Let me go.
Bad shot, Angelo. I've got good news for you, Mrs. Berthier. Your husband's going to be all right.
I cannot begin to thank you, Monsieur Rogers, and you, mademoiselle, and of course, Monsieur Brady.
Oh, shucks, Mrs. Birdie. It was nothing. Nothing at all.
May I hold the little darling for just a minute?
Oh, but of course.
Roy, look. He's asleep. Let's all be very, very quiet.
Okay. So, folks, that's the whole story of what happened the time we went sightseeing and found a little buckaroo on top of the Empire State Building.
Close your sleepy eyes, my little buckaroo, while the light of western skies is shining down on you. Don't you know it's time for bed? Another day is through, so go to sleep, my little buckaroo. Don't you realize, my little buckaroo, it was from a little acorn that the oak tree grew. And remember that your dad was once a kid like you. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo. Ooh, ooh. Soon you're gonna
it's time that you were rounding up a dream or two. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo.
Close your sleepy eyes, my little buckaroo, while the light of western skies is shining down on you. Now it's time that you were rounding up a dream or two. So go to sleep, my little buckaroo.
My little
Now that vacation time is here, a lot of folks are taking another look at the old bus and wondering whether it's going to give them a good vacation or an unhappy one. Well, if you're figuring on going places this summer, go in a new 54 Dodge, because it's Dodge for roominess and real comfort. Dodge for full-time power steering that lets you end up a day of hard driving fresh as a daisy. Dodge that has a special safety lock so that those skylarking youngsters won't get the door open by accident when you're rolling along the road. You get all this and a lot more in the smartest, perkiest, pretty-as-a-picture car on the road today. Dale and I have had Dodge cars for a long time, and believe us, the new 54 Dodge really has what it takes. How Dodge can put so much into a car, make it so downright beautiful, and sell it for as little as they do, I just don't know. Did you know that Dodge is the lowest priced V8 in its field? Well, it is. So why don't you stop in soon and see the big, beautiful 54 Dodge at your nearby Dodge dealers? And right now, your Dodge dealer has a fine selection of top quality, first choice used cars. Come in and look them over tomorrow. Well, that does it for tonight, folks. See you next Thursday, same time. Until then, goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.
Happy trails with Dodge, the car that gives you more.
The Roy Rogers Radio Show is produced under the supervision of Art Rush and directed by Ralph Rose. Tonight's story was written by Ralph Rose and Charles Smith. Music arranged and conducted by Frank Worth. Production assistant Virginia White. Tonight's all-star cast included Pat Brady, the Mellow Men, Gladys Holland, Colleen Collins, Shepard Menken, and Herb Vigran. Join us again next Thursday evening at this same time when the dependable Dodge Plymouth dealer in your neighborhood will again bring you transcribed the Roy Rogers Radio Show. This is Lou Crosby speaking for the man who sells and services Dodge job-rated trucks and the elegant new 54 Dodge.